A very good morning to Dr. Izyan. We are from the subgroup G1E, and the title for our assignment 2 is Microbial Fuel Cell for Sago Mill Wastewater Treatment. This is the member for our subgroup G1E, Norain Syuria, Yasmeen, Haziqah Izyan, Siti Farahain, and Nabila Shahira. For the introduction, rapid global urbanization has led to numerous forms of environmental pollution. One of it is water pollution. Water pollution or contamination is produced by the wastewater from industrial or chemical processes in factories. So, this wastewater must be treated. The treatment of wastewater is a process of removing impurities from the wastewater and converting it into an effluent that can be recycled back into the water cycle. In this case study, Sago Mill wastewater was produced from sago processing and can be used as a feedstock for biogas production. The treatment of wastewater incorporates microbial fuel cell, which utilizes Sago Mill wastewater as the feed for the fuel cell technology and produces electricity as byproduct. The objective of this study is to introduce suitable fuel cell technology for Sago Mill wastewater treatment. Second is to propose an environmentally friendly alternative for electricity generation. Third is to diminish the Sago Mill waste accumulation into wastewater treatment facilities by incorporating appropriate waste management.
The project description include about microbial fuel cell, the basic processes of MFC, the component of MFC, and the last one is about the advantages and disadvantages of MFC. The type of fuel cell that is suitable for this wastewater is a microbial fuel cell. Microbial fuel cells are a bioelectrochemical technology that intends to generate energy by utilizing electrons obtained from biological processes that catalyzed by bacteria. The energy produced by MFC will be sufficient to fulfill a portion of the energy consumption. The uses of bacteria as an electrocatalyst in MFC has enabled the generation of electricity.
MFC is a bioelectrochemical instrument that consists of an anaerobic inner chamber and an aerobic outer chamber separated by an anion exchange membrane. In a conventional MFC, microbes are used to oxidize the substrate in the inner chamber. The electron generated by the microorganism then travels to the cathode through an external wire. The inner chamber is made up of a microbe and an electron. The relevant proton and electron extracted during bacterial substrate catabolism combine with oxygen on the cathode to generate water.
There are several components of microbial fuel cell, which are anode chamber, cathode chamber, exchange membrane, substrate, electrical circuit, microbes, electrodes, and copper wire. Anode chamber is biocompatible and conductive component that is chemically stable with the substrates that are made up of a plate or mesh made of stainless steel and graphite. There is bacterial presence in this chamber that function to convert the substrate into water, carbon dioxide, and energy. In cathode chamber, platinum is used as the catalyst to recombine protons and electrons and reduce oxygen to water. Exchange membrane function as a cation exchange membrane or as a proton exchange membrane. This membrane allows protons to pass through while electrons and protons are recombined on the other side. Electrical circuits are used by the electrons to exit the anode chamber and supply power to load. The type of substrate used influences the power density, Coulombic efficiency, performance, and economic viability of a microbial fuel cell. Protein, volatile acids, carbohydrates, wastewater, and cellulose are examples of organic substrates that can be used in microbial fuel cell, but the most used substrate is acetate. The microbes that used are based on the bacterial culture, which is axonate bacteria such as Geobacter, sulfuridescens, and mixed bacterial fuels such as the sulfuromonas.
The advantages of MFC are: it is environmental beneficial because most of the procedures are carried out organically. It is also one of the green chemistry applications in waste management. The disadvantages of this fuel cell are the bacterial growth are slow, and it is also produce sedimentation of CO2 as a byproduct.
Microbial fuel cells have potential to reduce environmental pollution as they manage methane gas emission. MFC utilized to reduce methane emission because electrogenic bacteria on the anode compete with the methanogens for organic substrates, resulting in less methane synthesis. Microbial fuel cells are employed as a long-term alternative power supply for remote monitoring sensors in distant places due to the sustainability of power generation. In a study, microbial fuel cells have been proven to effectively reduce the starch level in sago meal effluents before being released to the environment. Cyanide is one of fatal toxic waste that is contained in the starch wastewater, as cyanide can reduce or possibly eliminate the oxygen utilization in organism that contain in the sago meal effluents. So how can we relate the green chemistry principle to these fuel cells? Okay, green chemistry principle has been closely related to microbial fuel cells with two principles. The first principle is the atom economy principle, is about reducing the atoms of reactants used for certain reactions. Atom economy principle, the performance of fuel cells can be achieved at optimal level and avoid reactant waste and overuse of chemicals and reagents. Okay, the second principle related is catalysis. Catalysis principle's primary goal is to minimize and prevent waste of chemical manufacturing. Okay, the benefits of using catalysts include requiring lower activation energy and reducing the toxic separation and processing reagents used. The use of catalysts certainly will increase the production yield and reduce the usage of chemical substances in the operations. Okay, for the budget, the components in annual cost estimation for the installation and operation of microbial fuel cells for the treatment of sago meal wastewater is listed as below. The first, installation; the two, operation; the three, catalyst; four, raw materials; five, maintenance; and the lastly is electricity. The four total costs for annually for the first year, which is RM 650,413 ringgit, because it's include the installation cost for the first time, and the total annual cost per year is estimated as 600,430 ringgit. For the timelines, there are four sectors. The main sector of timelines. The first phase is designing and planning schedule for 6 months. The second, constructing period, also for 6 months. And the third, trial period, 3 months. And the lastly, the full fuel cell implementation.
That's all from our subgroup Zawadi. Thank you for listening.